Alright, here we are on shore. Just looking at this abandoned bit of concrete jungle here. Gonna say it probably was not the marina I was thinking of. It kind of is labeled as a marina on Navionics, and it's got the dock and pilings and such. Just appears to be a boat launch there as well. But after kind of wandering around here a bit, it looks more industrial than marina. I guess the concrete should have been the first clue there, but this was probably some sort of old rock quarry thing. But as you can see, we've got some NASA fanboys here. Like I said, I've already kind of wandered around here a wee bit, and there's not a whole lot to see. Surprisingly, not even that much graffiti. So yeah, there you have it. There is, we'll just go and show you, it'll only take un momento. There is a wee ladder that still exists, coming right on up ahead here. So you might see the bit sticking out of the concrete here. So I'll give that a climb and see what I can see from up there, but I really don't expect much. Please hold. Not really a whole lot I can get to from here. If I can make my way, I think there might be a road up there, because that road right there probably leads up there. Again, this is really just a dead end. Nothing but concrete and ground below me. Not even any point in walking that way, because it's been kind of grown in, as you can see. So maybe we'll try that road out and see where it leads. But again, I don't really expect much out of this bit of abandoned whatever it was. And we're just coming up on this small little building we saw on the way in here. Not too sure exactly what it is, but it's pretty darn small. No penises, so no NASA fanboys have made it thus far. Pretty colors here in the rocks. And who knows what this would have been? Kind of looks like it could have held some bombs or something. Got a nice echo in here. Really a whole lot of nothing. Perhaps this was the one jail cell for the island. Don't know. Moving right along. They've got some distance, mountains in the distance, and a couple little trails here. I'll take this easier route. Surprisingly, that goes pretty far down. Interesting. Rugged natural beauty here. This little chunk of coast. Doesn't seem like it's all that populated here on the northwest part of Texada. There are, of course, a few houses over by Mr. Ferry there, but where I am, which is directly opposite, seems to be largely uninhabited. Just some natural beauty to behold. And it's quite possible that this was at one point the missing marina. I don't really have internet at the moment, so I can't do a whole lot of research on this topic. but there are signs of human interference here. Anyways, once we get out to the tip of the island there, I'll turn you back on. Not 100% certain if you can make out all these little tiny tinies in here, but it always does fascinate me how life finds its way into these strange places. And we're nearly at the tip here. Got Palo River there in the distance. That ferry is coming from Comox Courtney, I believe, going to Palo River. And that island that I don't know the name of, pretty much just beyond that island is Savory Island, which I believe I've already mentioned I'll be visiting shortly. And below me we've got a mess of seaweed. Not really a mess, but again, just some kind of rugged natural terrain here. Pretty fascinating how the salt water just eats away at the stone like it's sand, basically. Quite possibly is sandstone, I have no clue, but there you have it. And way back yonder, not 100% sure if those mountains are mainland or island. I would suspect over that way is probably island, but again, I'm not too sure. Even here in the middle of nowhere, Roxville, we have some green grass growing. And we have a bunch more of these little fellers. Not sure what they're going to grow up to be. But they're going to need some awfully high tide if they're ever going to make it to the ocean. We have a very large buzzing friend here. If you can see him there in the shadow, there he is. Hello, little guy. Well, big guy, really. Moving a little too quick for my camera, but he is a nice fella. Okay, so here we are on top of that old rubbishy cement structure. And as you can see, it's definitely some sort of a quarry type structure here. Honestly didn't see any remains of the marina that was supposedly there, but who knows. I suspect that guy through the trees over on the other side that we've previously seen probably just they just moved it from this location over to that location. Just a guess. That road leads back to that small little jail cell munitions depot that we saw earlier. Not sure what that was all about, but what do we have directly ahead? Interesting looking old tree here. Nothing overly exciting. I'm not convinced I could get up there easily. Perhaps I'll try. Who knows? It's actually not difficult at all to climb up here. I kind of thought it would result in a bit of a rock slide and just be like climbing a treadmill sort of thing, but it was actually pretty simple to get up. Got some old steel cables here and some more there in the distance. Let's have a little gander over there. Doot, 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 doot. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-da. And just old stuff. Mr. Stumpy has had a fire here at some point in his life. Poor feller. And yeah, really not a whole lot to see here. Twisted metal, broken trees, and rocks. It's a very peaceful feeling, however, especially with Mr. Sun shining brightly directly above me. Dragonflies are zipping about. And definitely some more sheer rock faces there in the distance. Sorry, I just put my tea down. That's going to require some effort to get to that I don't really feel like putting in at this point in time. The road below may get me a view of that a little easier. So we'll try that out. And we'll leave off the top of this with some more twisted metal and scattered debris. Yeah, something is over there, a tank of some sort. Shouldn't be hard to get to. Away we go. Don't think anybody will be in that door. This way. So, whatever vent that whatever that is venting, it is not going to be seen. More structure. Never know what you're going to find until you wander around and look. More debris. More debris. A wee bit more. And we'll just go have a quick gander at that spot. It's got that nice kind of shimmer to it. Whatever those sparkly bits are all about, they are plentiful. Is that... yeah, no. Alright, we're going back down. As you can see, we're going to have to carry Mr. Dinghy a wee bit. Kind of tough to avoid in tidal waters, unless you're coming in right at low tide and you have some kind of anchor, or whatever tide really, and you have some sort of anchoring system. This is inevitable, as previously stated. But my dinghy is light, so no concern. Quite positive if I were to start digging I could have a pretty decent clam feast. Plenty of low tide beach here surrounding me. But we do have some other things to attend to, so we will not disturb the sea, what's the word I'm looking for, the shellfish today, or at this point in time anyways. And not too much longer after I got back to my boat, did I quickly get underway. Tide has about an hour to go to get to low water, but I was actually kind of dangerously shallow, so I got the anchor up quickly and off we go. Here's our wee bomb shelter. I suspect they probably kept TNT or like some sort of gunpowder type explosives in it, but who knows. Anyways, yeah, we're off, making 3 and a bit of knots, going, yeah, pretty close hauled at the moment. Some things are tipping over inside. I didn't pack up as well as I normally do, but the plan today is just to go over to Powell River, try to find some memory sticks and some iPhone charging cables. Most of mine have been destroyed from the seawater. I think I started out with like 7 of them, and now I'm down to 1, and it's one of your aftermarket jobs. So if anyone's owned an Apple product before, you know that Apple can be pretty fussy when it comes to plugging things in. So charging is not exactly easy or convenient at this time for me, so hopefully I can find something to help out at Powell River. There is somebody, probably a seal over there. Camera definitely will not pick it up, but I did see something moving around. Seems like the old Island Discovery does not have the most efficient bow design underwater, but I'm no naval engineer by any means. It just seems to be giving itself a lot of grief there at the front. And we're just making our way to Powell River here, as mentioned from iPhone cam. It's pretty light air, so it'll take a minute or two, but it's supposed to get up to 21 degrees today, and I don't think there's anything over about 20 km/h wind gusts forecast on Weather Network. I haven't looked at predict wind today because, well, at the most I'm going to the other side of that island, whatever it's called, to Savory. According to my guidebooks, Savory Island is not recommended for overnight stays, but as long as the wind is, you know, within I'd say anything below 20 knots, I should be fine, and I don't really expect it getting over 20 tonight. I'll obviously double check that before I decide to spend the night there or commit to it anyways. But should be all good, not overly concerned. I kind of left the anchorage in a hurry. I was planning on leaving it anyways, so no big deal there. I had 10 feet under me when I left. It would have only dropped probably 6 inches more, so really no need for panic. My draft is just under 5 feet. Just that having never been there before, it looked like it was mainly a sand bottom. You just never know where there's a giant rock, so I'd rather have a bit more than 5 feet of wiggle room, just in case. Anyways, beautiful day. We'll keep on recording until we get to wherever we're going. I haven't quite figured that out yet. There's temporary anchorage just off the I think it's a government marina. I've stayed there before, but I'm really trying to avoid marinas at this point in time. So my plan is to anchor whatever direction it is, west of the marina, and row my boat over there. Hopefully I'll have to call them up and make sure it's okay for a dinghy to hang out there for a few hours, but I honestly cannot see any issue with that. There are a few places that actually charge money for dinghies, which is absolutely ridiculous, but Nanaimo, for example, gives you 3 hours for free with your dinghy and then expects you to pay after that, which is yeah, just ludicrous in my opinion. But I guess they did have to invest money in the docks, so yeah, whatever. We won't even get into money right now. That is a whole other scam to deal with at another day. Wind is coming off the aft port side, and we're trucking along at 3 knots per hour. And just kind of judging by eyeball, I would say it's probably 2 nautical miles to the shore. If anyone that knows anything about sailing could help me out on this one, for these kind of downwind reaching, my trial and error method tells me that letting the Genoa go pretty loose and kind of floppy seems to produce the best results. Let me know if I'm correct or not. I could be completely off, but it does seem to work, provided I keep the angle. Not sure if Mr. GoPro can see the 2 boats there off my port in the distance. The one that's closest to me, I guess, with no sails up, looks like a pretty cool boat from what my eyesight can see anyways. It looks to have a wooden mast and a big old bowsprit on it, so it's probably an old cutter of some sort. Definitely has 2 sailbags up front, so that confirms the cutter portion of things. Not too sure why he's not sailing, but the fellow behind him has the right idea. I would suspect they're headed to Savory. Seems to be pretty popular among the locals here. Many people I've talked to from anywhere from like Victoria to Vancouver tell me to go to Savory, so it's pretty well known around here. Apparently it's got kind of white sandy beaches and very it's supposedly quite out of place on this coast. So it's going to be interesting when I make it there. The mystery island I've been referring to many times is Agixton, some strange name, A-H-G-Y-K-S-O-N Island. And that's kind of where those fellas are pointed right now, but does not look like it's inhabited at all from this side of what I can see of it. I'm not too sure if there's anything there for them to go investigate. I'm sure they know more than I know in this particular situation. If you're wondering why I don't move the GoPro at all, when I bought it, all I'd ever used it for was racing, which was, you know, what, 12-minute recordings at the most. So I only bought a suction cup mount, which has a few limited attachments, which I kind of improvised to give you this view. But that means it's actually kind of screwed into the bimini bar at the minute, so it's not easily transferable. And I'm using up all the attachments at the moment, so I can't switch it to a suction cup without a screwdriver and a wrench. So that's why this view is kind of limited at the moment. I need to point more downwind, kind of straight downwind. So the main will block the Genoa, and I don't think it's really gaining me any speed, so might as well get her down. Now, having done that, I probably should have waited. I lost about a half a knot, but whatever. That's the life of not being in a hurry to get anywhere. The wind has actually changed now that I'm off of that the strange named island. Now it's coming off the beam again, so that was a complete waste of time, as I am not running downwind. But like I said, I am not in a hurry, so we'll just keep her at this, and we'll get there when we get there. Pretty massive power boat headed straight towards me. You will definitely not see it. It's off in the distance, but this is clearly a fail on my behalf. Lesson learned for next time. Okay, so what you didn't see after I turned the GoPro off, I raised the main again. Being one to not give up easily. I really do want to get over there via wind power, but there is like legitimately absolutely zero wind at the minute. So it turns out that dropping the sail when I did really wasn't the problem. It was more so just for whatever reason this area is sheltered. You can see there's some wind coming off in the distance, or it at least appears to be, but right here it's dead calm. It's coming from straight behind me at the minute. Right before I started recording, it was coming right off the beam. In theory, I would have been moving had there been any speed or power in the wind, but yeah, it's dead calm, so I don't know, I'll give it a few minutes. If no sort of breeze picks up, it's not going to kill me to motor whatever that distance is, half a knot, maybe closer to 1 nautical mile. But yeah, kind of disappointed right at this minute in time. Well, we don't see this every day. Not a clue what these fellas are doing, but well, they're doing very similar to what I'm doing, only they're completely in the air and I'm half underwater. But it is Thursday afternoon. I'm not sure why there would be what looks like an air show. Quite possible that they're just spraying some shit in the air for the fun of it. Governments tend to like to do that. I really have no clue what to make of this. I can tell you it'd be awfully fun to be flying in formation as such. Definitely looks risky, and I do like risky business. So zero idea why they're doing this, however, very, very strange. But thank you, government, for wasting our taxpayer dollars. Because air defense is so important to everybody who's invading Canada. On the plus side, we did get a wee bit of wind here, so I should make the shore without the engine. And I do suspect that this discoloration of the water is more wind coming my way. I hope, anyways. So right now I am not moving very fast, but definitely better than the 0 knots I was drifting aimlessly at not long ago. And we've got a lovely view of the island from here. Nearly 100% sure that's the island anyways. Oh, and while we're over in this region, there is Savory right in the center of the screen. At least I'm 99% sure that's Savory. According to Navionics, it should be right there, so. Just a quick update here in the spirit of not giving up. We are going 0.9 knots, and shore is getting closer. Wind is still extremely light. It's not even moving my mainsail at the moment, but whatever it is, current or small amount of wind that's getting me toward shore is getting me toward shore. And as always, the sun is shining, which I like to have. So learn to just enjoy the tanning and relax. Just really kind of slow down my pace of life. Nowhere I need to be anytime soon. I suspect I'll find my electronics at the Walmart here, which is actually quite a good walk. You gotta go way up the hill there. You really, if I knew the area, I might be able to point it out, but it's a good long walk. I remember that much from last year when I was here. But there's it's like any normal little, what do you call those, like strip malls, I guess. There's all kinds of stores there, so pretty sure I'll be successful in finding some charging cables and some memory as well. I'm very very low on memory in all of my devices right now. I've got so I'll just cut off of the ramblings of memory here and basically just say goodbye here. I was able to sail, or whatever you want to call this, drift into the anchorage, so I did manage to make it without starting the engine, which was kind of my goal. Later on in the next couple videos, or the next video, you're going to hear a story about a valuable lesson I learned while anchored here. And on that note, I'll leave you guys, call this the end, I guess, and well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.